Bones98 here to do an e-liquid review of Clearmist's Watermelon Ice. Another one of these menthol e-liquids that I have in my collection. Vast and very wide range of menthol flavors that I have in my collection. And you're probably wondering, what's up with all these menthol e-liquid reviews? Well, I live in California. It's still warm here in January. Last year it used to be super cold. I mean, I'm talking temperatures used to range from about 30 to about 60, like low 60. And right now it's 70 degrees. It's still pretty warm outside. Temperatures now, they range from about 60 to 90 degrees during winter. Last year, that wasn't the case. It was actually the complete opposite. It was actually super cold. I mean, it was to the point where you would wake up in the morning and you would see the grass frozen. Now, you don't see any of that stuff. You don't see ice on the, wet grass, any of that. I mean, it is so warm that even to this day, my dog is still swimming in the pool. This guy is just going around there and going, look what I can do. Swimming all around the spa and the pool. I mean, he's just having a good time. Meanwhile, people are so used to not really going inside their pools around this time. A lot of people, they're not swimming in their pools. No one's using the pools around this time of the year because they're just so used to January being cold. But I'm even thinking about taking a dip inside. So, I mean, that's how warm it is. So that's why I've been doing a lot of menthol reviews, because I'm usually going for flavors that are suitable for the time, for the weather that we have over here in California. I live in Southern California, so that is probably why we have warm temperatures at this time. I also live in the inland area, although I have to say that inland area does get really cold. It actually gets cooler than some of the other places like in the valley. But no, it's actually still pretty warm. It's actually warmer than the weather over there in the San Fernando Valley, which is where my family's from. Well, anyway, let's get back to the review. Had this e-liquid, tried it out over at the Clearmist store, absolutely loved it. And since they have a special where you buy 3 for 20 bucks, 3 10 ml bottles, so 30 milliliters for 20 bucks, I decided, what the hell, I'll get Watermelon Ice, I'll get Melon Maniac, and I'll get another one of my favorite e-liquid flavors, Pina Colada. Something about Clearmist flavors, I mean, they're cheap. They're much cheaper than what other vendors or other stores would sell e-liquid for. Like I said in the previous video, bottles of e-liquid range from about 12 to 15 bucks. And they're 15 ml bottles. So if you purchase about 2, I guess if you're purchasing 30 mils worth for that price, you're paying about 24 to 30 bucks. Well, you could get 30 mils for 20 bucks, and you get a very organic tasting e-liquid. It's none of that Mickey Mouse shit that you would find at other, stores. If stores sell their own e-liquid or their own brand, they tend to have this Mickey Mouse cheap taste to it, very synthetic. Sometimes the, percentage as far as PG and VG tends to be inaccurate. I mean, you can tell right away just by the cloud of vapor that is being produced, as well as the throat hit. They might be mislabeling the nicotine content on them. But with Clearmist, it seemed to be pretty accurate as far as my experience is concerned, because their e-liquids are 50% VG, 50% PG. And I use standard res cartos. Even though I use dual coil, they're sort of standard res. With the arm resistance that I have on them, it's considered standard res if you were to be using a single coil. So I will get maybe a little bit more vapor production than, say, a single coil. May get a little bit of throat hit. But other than that, to me, the juice consumption pretty much is about the same. The vapor production, pretty much about the same. Very, very, very marginal difference with the single coils and the dual coils that I use. I mean, but they all have their own, resistance. So for single coil, I'll use 2.0. For dual coil, I use 1.5. So, you know, you'll see that they kind of perform just about the same. The only reason why I get the dual coils is because that's all the store had at the moment. Well, anyway, let's give it a roll, and you guys see for yourself. So, here we go. Oh, my battery turned off on me. So decent vapor production on it. Although I do have to say that my Ego T is about to die. It's kind of sad news. I mean, it's not terminally ill or anything, but it's about time to replace it. Still does pretty well, which is why I'm still using it. I lost my Ego C battery, so that's why I haven't been using my Ego C, my trusty Ego C. But still getting the job done, which is why I really haven't felt the need to buy a new device yet. So here we go, give it another whirl. Longevity of the juices, 10 mils, typically for an all-day vapor who's using a low-res device. Will last them about maybe 2 to 3 days if they're constantly dripping into their little mod, you know, into the coils of their mod or into the wicks of the, you know, underneath the coils of their mod. For someone like me who uses standard res cardos, you know, relatively standard res cardos, 10 ml bottles will last me for about 4 to 6 days. I mean, this is day 3 that I've been using the bottle. I still have 3 mils worth of juice, and I have 1 mil worth of juice left in the bottle. So I still got maybe another 2 days. So it kind of shows you the longevity. So it probably lasts you about a week if you're using a standard res cardo. I vape throughout the whole night. Actually, when I'm on my computer and I'm working, boom, just doing it all day. Typing up my reports, typing up, you know, essays and all that type of stuff. You know, it's the first week back in college, and it's a pain in the ass. I got a bunch of homework to do. I was kind of thinking about doing, like, having 6 classes this semester, and realized that's probably not a good idea, considering semesters usually last for 2.5 months. Just really quick, they go by, and assignments just start piling on. And the workload as far as having to study and going to work at the same time is just insane. It'd be really stressful for someone like me. And I'd probably never let go of this device, and I'll just be doing everything while, you know, vaping all day. And that's not a good thing either, you know. There should be a balance, you know. You shouldn't be too crazy about vaping this shit all day. Also at the same time, you know, like, never hurts to have a little bit of balance in life with anything. Which is why I have a ton of hobbies. I have my guitars here. You can see my guitar case in the back. I got my acoustic. I got my, you know, electric. I still got, you know, my Dreamcast. I got my gaming computer. And so I have a bunch of hobbies. So I like to give them each their own little equal share of time. Same thing when I'm doing these reviews. And I'm also thinking about doing bodybuilding. I'm actually really thinking about doing it. I really want to compete in a show this year. I'm almost fully recovered from my shoulder injury, which is what I'm really looking forward to. So you may not be seeing any reviews from me anytime soon. I still have one more review, which I promised to do, and that is the Melon Maniac review. It's one of my favorite e-liquids, fruity. Has a very similar taste to one of my favorite e-liquids by Epic Juice, and that is Airheads. Similar, but I would have to say not the same. They're all unique in their own way. Would I recommend this e-liquid flavor to people? Well, yeah, of course. The flavor on it is great. Very suitable for this type of temperature. If you're experiencing warm temperatures over in your area, definitely want to check this out. The watermelon flavor on it is very subtle. Usually I pick up on it whenever I have my tongue close to the opening of my mouth as I'm taking a drag. So the watermelon flavor touches the tip of your tongue, but throughout the entire process, you're getting just menthol. On the inhale, you're getting menthol. On the exhale, you're getting menthol. But I would have to say, one little piece of criticism that I like to make about the e-liquid is I like to see a little bit more presence with the watermelon flavor. It seems to be that the watermelon is at 25%, and then menthol happens to be 75% of the whole experience. I like to see maybe a little balance of 50-50. Because the watermelon flavor, when I get that taste of it on the tip of my tongue, awesome flavor. Very cooling, very refreshing. But I'm thinking that maybe the reason why they actually made that ratio of 25-75 is because maybe they want you to keep on vaping, keep on taking a drag just to taste that watermelon flavor, so that way you could finish their e-liquids and go back to the store and get another bottle and get another bottle and get another bottle. It's like almost as if they're trying to get you hooked on this shit. That might be the case. Who knows? It's a conspiracy. I guess we'll have to find out some other time. But do your own research and see what those crazy fucks over at Clearmist are thinking. Anyway, check out their store. They have a bunch of sales. They have a wide range of juices. Check them out. Very cool guys. The guys over there in my Norco store, hilarious. They're very friendly, very knowledgeable. They know their products. And if you're new to vaping, they'll be more than happy to help you out, show you some cool stuff. They won't try to upsell you or sell you something crazy, at other stores. If you go to, I'm not going to name any names. I won't do that. But if you go to other stores, they'll try to sell you a $120 device and tell you that's the standard, like that's what you need to get. They're not that type of people, They're very honest, very straightforward. They try to listen to what you need. I mean, they're very attentive as far as what are your needs, and they'll come up with a combination of different products, different choices, and they'll give you a bunch of choices, and you get to decide which one you think is best for you. I mean, all they can do is really give you recommendations, but the person who decides is you. So they do have some really good prices, really knowledgeable, and if you happen to come up on any type of problems or any questions after your purchase, you could always drop by and they'll be more than happy to help you out. And that's the type of experience I got with them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this review. Stay tuned for the, damn, my Persian accent is starting to kind of, nah, it's not Persian, it's more like retarded. They are, yeah, so, yeah, it's a little bit of Persian, it's a little bit of fucking potato in me. So I hope you guys enjoy this review. Stick around and I'll have another review for Melon Maniac. Have a good one, guys.